Hi guys, I wanted to come on here today. Today is May 28th. If you guys haven't noticed, 7 cities are on fire. Riots are going on. Targets have been burned. Auto zones, 3 precincts, everything. I'm just going to tell you that this is the second wave that's coming that we have said is civil unrest. And they said that it's going to be coming by summer. Now, today an article came out off Breaking Israel News, and it says that the Sanhedrin have said 9 months from the second wave, the Messiah will be here. Okay, so why am I saying this? All right, well, these riots and things that's happening, okay, that would leave from June, it beginning, complete all the way to the end, would be to March, of 2021. And as I've said in a few videos back from Mike Around the World, John Boucher, and others, videos that have come out that there's going to be a celestial event, that is when the Revelation 12 sign absolutely occurs. Okay, well, it has to do with wormwood. And I know people are saying, oh, there's no such thing as planets. Well, they're not called planets, they're called stars. But yes, in the Bible, it is talked about wormwood, okay? But 40 days prior to that would be like February 12th is when it's going to be visible. And that is going to be a 40-day warning. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, because the article coincides with how there's 9 months. There's 10 months of a pregnancy, which means that we would be in the moment of conception, okay, of that, okay, is what I'm saying. So 9 months from here, from because this would be the first month. 9 months from this month would be March of next year, as the Sanhedrin would be saying. Which would also be around the Passover timing and when I believe that the daily sacrifice will be taken away. When the actual sacrifice will occur. Now, yesterday, or the 28th, which is actually yesterday for Israel, they ended up sacrificing 2 lambs on the hill. I can't remember the name of it, but anyways, it was for Shavuot, Pentecost. Now, the Jews are not following completely the correct calendar. So as far as being the exact date of Pentecost, we don't fully know. It could have been the 28th, it could be the 30th, 31st, all the way to the 8th of June. Those are many days. We are in high watch period, and it's very important. Oh, it's on the Sumerian hills. Oh, okay, which is, if you read Numbers 28-26, it talks about that, okay? And this is held today in Jerusalem, and it was also my friend Mariah's 26 golden birthdays. And the thing that I got, which represented, one of the lambs represented Christ, and the other one was the church, showing that there is persecution, okay? And they even said that it is bringing back the temple service is explicitly required by the Torah, but older and more mainstream Jews resist this. And the Torah is the law, okay? And it says, the return to the temple will transform Judaism, return it to what it once was, and what it was meant to be. According to the temple law, Jews should be living in Israel and performing the temple service together. To say otherwise is inaccurate. The world leaders are all lost and confused. Rabbi Weiss said the UN has become totally evil, putting abortion ahead of saving lives. The World Health Organization has gone to the highest bidder, which is China. Trump and Netanyahu are the best of the lot, but until they attach themselves to the Temple Mount and not Jerusalem, they will never bring their plans to fruition. Shavuot Pentecost is one of the 3 biblically mandated feasts. The Jews are required to assemble together in the temple times that the Jews are to ascend to Jerusalem. Okay, the first there's three, okay? We've got the Passover, Shavuot, and then we got the Feast of Trumpets. The first one's been fulfilled with Jesus Christ, the Passover, because he was the Passover lamb. Second is Pentecost, when the church began, which I believe would be around the timing of the rapture, and then he would come back around Rosh Hashanah, or the Feast of Trumpets, okay? Which would be the second coming, and there's tons of scripture pertaining to that, okay? Now, the second wave that I'm talking about, okay, is the wars, okay? We're already going to war with China, nation against nation. All the prophetic events for the rapture to occur has already been there. The rapture is imminent. Jesus is coming, and it's any time, okay? And we're in the highest watch period ever. Okay, and we have all said that civil unrest is going to occur, which what they are doing is going to completely collapse the economy. They're going in the bigger cities where more money is. Okay, and that is why I got in my spirit that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. The richer they are, the more that they will get the life sucked out of them. Okay, we've already seen the raiser of taxes. We've already seen all that, meat prices and everything, and they're destroying goods. Okay, all this has been pre-planned, and we all know that. But what they're doing is this is going to bring in martial law. Okay, now I am going to read something that Trump signed. Okay. I know people's like, oh my gosh, why do you always talk about Trump? Well, because he's the key main factor, as well as Israel, to the timing of us going home. Okay, so I'm going to read to you after I put this down so I can read. Okay. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. All right. I am going to read to you this executive order. All right. Don't mind my jammies. And my hair is dyed due. My sister is renewing her wedding vows on Saturday, which is the 30th, which would actually be the 31st beginning Pentecost. So, and my sister has even said, and her name is Sarah. And, she told me, because during this whole pandemic, I've been saying, sis, I don't think you're going to be able to do this wedding. It's going to get held off. She goes, no, I'm telling you, I talked to God. He told me I am going to have this wedding, and then it's going, he's going to return. And I was just like, all right. So let me read you. It says, Fema, okay, is the executive arm of the coming police state, and thus will head up all operations. The presidential executive orders already listed on the Federal Register also are a part of the legal framework for this operation. The camps all have railroaded facilities as well as roads loading to and from the detention. Many also have an airport nearby. The majority of the camps can house 20,000 prisoners. Currently, the largest of these facilities is just outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. The Alaskan facility is a massive mental health facility that can hold approximately 2 million people. Let's review the justification for any actions taken. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, like I said, this came out on the 13th of May. As an executive order signing. Okay, when Trump signed over his orders to FEMA, this is what he did. Okay, and this is what these riots are going to bring in. Okay, which I believe what's going to happen is all this crap's going to hit the fan. We're going to be leaving, okay, before FEMA steps in. Okay, there's going to be martial law and all that. And then the Antichrist during this pandemic, the second wave, this crash of the economy, all that amazing stuff, he's going to have the answer for it all. So it's not going to be rapture, Antichrist, everything's fixed, boom. And then hell's going to break loose. No, hell's going to break loose because this is the birth pains. The Antichrist is going to come, okay? And then he's going to fix everything during the pandemic because out of order or out of chaos comes order. All right, so let me continue. All right, so let's, like I said, review the justification. Executive orders associated with FEMA that would suspend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. These executive orders have been on record for nearly 30 years and can be enacted at any time. There's quite a few of them, but it's important. Okay. 10990 allows government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Okay, before I continue, I've had many dreams and many other people about FEMA. Okay, and as I'm reading this, many of your guys' dreams are going to be coming back to your mind because mine have. Okay, 10995, to seize and control the communication media. And if people have not seen that, Trump signed an executive order or whatever going into effect that is going to have a control over the media, social media, and things like that, and which I believe is going to be taking away our speech, our freedom of speech, and things like that. Others think that it's a good thing that he's going to be able to censor. Well, it also deals with tracing and things like that. There's a lot more to this. So anyways, and 10997 says to take over all electrical, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. Wow. 10998. To cease all means of transportation, including personal cars. So that means if you're in your vehicle and they need it, they can boot you out and steal your vehicle. Cars, trucks, or vehicles of any time, and total control over highways, seaports, and waterways, which means that they can tell you, no, you cannot be here. 10999, here we go. Take over all food sources and farms. What did Trump just sign? $3.8 billion from farmlands, from farm sources, okay? Which gave over power to FEMA, okay? Are you getting where I'm getting at, okay? So during the tribulation, this is how they're going to be able to do it, by government control. They're going to be rationing out this food. That's why he signed this. He signed his rights over for FEMA, because when the rapture happens, the Antichrist, FEMA's going to take over martial law, because that's what it is. FEMA deals with the martial law. 11000, to mobilize civilians into work brigades under government supervision. 11001, take over health, education, and welfare functions. Even SWAT teams are helpless against this. Now, these riots, what's happening, they are breaking into Walgreens and even taking the medical supplies. Are you guys understanding that this is only the beginning? These riots, these riots are going to spread so fast, okay, that martial law will have no choice but to be implemented. That is why Trump signed for FEMA. This is the sidelines of what's going to happen. They are waiting on this crap to hit the fan. But before it gets to the martial law point, we're taken away. Whew, I got the Holy Spirit all over me. This is amazing, guys. 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. And I'm not going to lie, I don't understand what that one means. 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. 11004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, build new housings with public funds, designated areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Sounds like FEMA camps, but they also, I just seen before I started making this video, that they just burned down Section 8 housing. Whoa. 11005, and what they're trying to do, they're going to end up getting all these people to where they're going to have no choice but to go to FEMA. That is why we have been telling you for so long, make sure you have Jesus Christ in your heart, because we are not promised tomorrow. Imminently, Jesus is coming. 11005 allows government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. 11051 specifies the responsibility of Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crises. 11310 grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce the plans set out in executive orders to institute industrial support, to establish judicial and legislation legions to control all aliens, correctional institutions, and to advise all and assist the president. And then, let's see. We also have right here 11049. Assists emergency preparedness function to federal departments and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period. Now that's scary. 11921 allows FEMA to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and financial institution in any undefined national emergency, okay? Bank seizing, money halts, all that. It also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the president, which Minneapolis just had a state of emergency, President Congress cannot review the action for 6 months. FEMA has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. General Frank Salcedo, chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role. Okay, and New Frontier in the protection of individual and governmental leaders from assassination and of civil and military installations from sabotage or an attack, as well as prevention of dissident groups from gaining access to U.S. opinion or a global audience in times of crisis. Now, let's review the National Security Act of 1947. Allows for the strategic relocation of industries, services, government, and other essential economic activities, and to rationalize the requirements for manpower, resources, and production facilities. The 1950 Defense Production Act, okay, because all this was given to FEMA, gives the president sweeping powers over all aspects of the economy. Act of August 29, 1960, authorizes the Secretary of the Army in times of war to take possession of any transportation system for transporting troops, material, or any other purpose related to the emergency. International Emergency Economic Powers Act enables the president to seize the property of a foreign country or national. These powers were transferred to FEMA in a sweeping consolidation in 1979. Where are the FEMA camps located? Now this, I want to let you know, how I've said there's over 40,000 guillotines, okay? And there's over 400 FEMA camps, all right? So why am I going to tell you this? Well, because FEMA, all right, is located, like I said, around, all right? We have armies all the way around, okay? So we can get boarded in where no one can go out and no one can come in. What they're going to do is work their way all the way around, and the middle states are going to get hit. See, you got the earthquakes that's coming from California, whoop, and then you got the Carolinas, whoop, you're split. But guess what? You got New York City that goes underwater, that's on fire. You've got riots over here. You've got things all over the border. Where are you going to go? There's no place northeast, south, or west that's safe. So they set up FEMA. Now, you have them in Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, none in Connecticut or Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, none, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, NDC, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, Vermont, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, Wyoming, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. That's a lot to take in. Okay, and so now my daughter was telling me about a dream that she had the other night. I'm going to attach that to this video as well. And that also deals with Fema, as she was scared. There was a lot more to the dream than what she told me. But I just wanted to let you guys listen to her. And I'm going to be doing another video hopefully Saturday night. And it's going to be live with Carly. I think we've decided how we're going to do it through Skype or something to get it to YouTube, because we have a lot of information. So you guys got to understand this is extremely important. Jesus is coming. We are in the timing. We are we're getting ready to head into the tribulation, okay? But we are at the ending of the church age, okay? And these riots are only the beginning from what's going to bring in Fema. God bless. What is it?
Okay, so there's these guys who took a lot of people that was really close to me, and they put a knife and guns up to them, and then I just kept on screaming and yelling, like really loud, and then they just killed them right in front of me.
Where were you?
Watching it with my hide. I was tied up to a tree.
What the people look like? Were they in black?
I couldn't really tell because it was blurry.
Oh, anything else? So that's what you dreamt? And did God tell you anything about like when he'd return or anything, or give you a feeling, any word, vision?
It just made me feel scared. My heart was pounding when I woke up.
I thought you said you had another dream too.
What do you mean?
You had another dream. You told me you had like 2 of them. They were scary.
That was just like a zoom right through the first one, like my dream.
Oh, okay. Alright. Thank you.
Yeah. Then they cut their head off. They cut their limbs off. And just fed their body. They threw it to the water.
You said it was at nighttime?